Hi, today we'll cover how to set up a football pitch using MPL Soccer package, using different options and parameters. If you'd like to check what the MPL Soccer is and discover its capabilities, check one of my previous videos. Today we'll focus on creating a football pitch. So let's get started. First of all, what we need to do is to import the Matplotlib package library and MPL Soccer. So let's do this. Then let's get started and let's draw our first pitch. So first thing we need to do is to initialize a pitch by uh, assigning usually it is called page, but you can call this instance whatever you like. But I will write page equals page and square brackets. This is the initializing process of the page. Next, we want, it's not necessarily, but we want to specify the fig size to get more control over how our figure, how our chart will be will look like. So we'll do this using this row, and we'll use our instance of the pitch and use the draw method in order to draw the pitch. Let's execute this. It may take a while, but yeah, it's done. So this is the pitch. If you ignore the fig size, you will get the default size of a pitch. Now, imagine you'd like to combine your football pitch with other graphics or chart or whatever you want. And MPL Soccer allows you to do so. So instead of just using one chart, we'll specify how we want this overall chart look like, overall figure look like. And in our case, we'll create a subplots and specify that we want that there will be one row, number of rows equals to 1, and number of columns equals to 2. So we want that our figure contained one row and two columns. So next we initialize a pitch once again. Then we create a pie just for the sake of example. Then we visualizing this pie by using 0 in the brackets just to tell the figure, the matplotlib, that we want first of all visualize in this first column the pie, the first chart, and then we are specifying that we want to draw a pitch passing the one, meaning we want to draw this on the second column. So we can execute this and we will get the result. Now imagine you would like to draw multiple pitches. For example, why would you want to do this? You may want to do this to visualize different passes of different players. You may want to visualize football match information for different teams, and etc. etc. And MPL Soccer allows you to do so. Once again, we initialize a pitch, and instead of using subplots, we'll use the draw method, and we will be passing number of rows and number of columns once again. And here's the result. We may run this cell to make sure it works as planned, and it is. We can also use constraint layout by setting constraint underscore layout equals to true and type layout equals to false, which may be more suitable in certain situations. And the result is below. You see. Now imagine you would like to add a title to your chart, to your figure, add some comments, some endnotes, and so forth. And you can do this with MPL Soccer as well. To do so, we need to use the grid method. It also works with number of rows equals to 1 as well as number of columns equals to 1. And here is an example how we could use this method. So we specify the number of columns, number of rows, then the figure height, just to be in control of how our chart will look like. Then we may specify the grid height, which is how much of the figure height the grid will take. And we want to specify, for example, 5% of space will be reserved for space between axes. And finally, what we want to do, we want to add an endnote. Here it is, and the title over here. And we can specify their location, the text we want to add, the font size, and their vertical and horizontal alignment. And the same approach we will use for the title. And let's run it to make sure we get what we want. And we did. Finally, what about pitch orientation? Why should we draw the pitches like this if we, for example, in some cases would like to uh, change the orientation and use the vertical pitch? To do so, we may use the vertical pitch class. And we can do this like pitch equal vertical pitch instead of pitch equal to pitch as before. Let's run it. And we have the vertical pitch. Now, there are situations when we don't want to draw the whole pitch and we want to draw only the half of the pitch. And mplsoccer allows you to do so by specifying the option half equals to true, like you see on your screen. And we can execute this. And yeah, here's the half of the pitch. And if we want to draw a half of the pitch for vertical version of pitch, we can do this by specifying the vertical pitch instead of the pitch. Let's execute this. Okay. And there is also one more option. You can adjust the pitch orientation with the pad underscore left, pad underscore right, underscore bottom, and top arguments to make arbitrary pitch shapes. And let's execute this. Okay. Finally, the most enjoyable, I would say, option is to set up pitch appearance. And the pitch appearance is really adjustable in mplsoccer, and you can use pitch color or the line color and stripe color to adjust the colors of your pitch. So in our example, we're passing like all the parameters, pitch color, line color, stripe color, and stripe equals to true. And we page dot draw. We use the draw method, and we get the pitch like this. We may want to draw the same pitch without stripes, and we can do this by specifying stripe equals to false. Finally, we may want to draw a pitch and use the stripes with different color, and we can do this as well just by specifying what color of stripe we want to display. And finally, we may want to use the grass color, the pitch color equals to grass, which in my opinion, one of the best way to do so, but hey, I'm not an expert. Now, what we also can adjust is the line and its type. So we can use the line style and goal line style to adjust the colors as well. So in this example, we use line style with these two dashes and line width and goal line like one dash. And we can draw this as well. And here is a bit of different line style using dash dot. Once again, let's execute this. We can also change the transparency of our lines. And to do so, we can use pitch underscore alpha and goal underscore alpha to adjust the colors, the transparency of our lines and goals. So in this example, we specify that goal underscore alpha equals 1, that it's not transparent at all, while the lines are 0 0.5 transparent. Let's execute this. And one more thing, which is kind of cool, we can add arcs on the corners if you want, using setting the corner underscore arcs to true. And let's execute. We have increased the fixed size just to make sure that these arcs will be seen for you. And one more important thing for the analytical jobs, it's to actually divide the pitch using the positional zones. So we can add the positional pitch lines and also the shade in the middle of the pitch by adjusting the positional parameter and setting up to true. And let's execute this. What's the cool thing about mplsoccer at drawing the pitch? You can combine all the parameters we have listed above in any combination you want. So here we change the color, we use the positional equals to true, and you can do whatever you want with these pitches. Now we can also change the types of the goal by changing the goal underscore type equal to line or to box or to circle. And here are these three examples. Here is the box, here is the line, and here is the circle type. We can also change the line markings and spot sizes if we want by adjusting line width and spot underscore scale parameters like you see on the screen. Finally, by default, mplsoccer turns the axis or borders, ticks and labels off, and you can use them by setting the axis label and tick arguments to true if you want to for some reason. And here's how you can do this. Now, there is a tricky thing. If you need to leave the pitch markings above other elements of the chart, you can do this. Why would you like to do this? Well, for example, if you are using heat maps or other drawings on top of the map, you would like to make these pitch lines visible. Finally, one important thing to mention, mplsoccer supports a variety of pitch types by specifying the pitch type argument like stats bomb, opta, and so forth. These are data providers, and sometimes, quite often I would say, their pitches and dimensions are different from each other. And in order to use the data accurately, it's a best practice to use a pitch type of this specific provider. Like for example, here we are specifying pitch type equals to Opta. That's all basically with mplsoccer basic page setup. If you would like to learn more about mplsoccer capabilities, check out my previous videos, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for the upcoming tutorials specifically dedicated to MPL soccer. Cheers!